Good morning, everybody. And here we are with another empowering morning conversation. So very warm welcome to everybody from all over the globe, especially to Ratanji, who has to get up at this very weird time. For him it's weird, but what a great guy. He just wants to be with us so much that he gets up on time and he's there. The time in London is 1:31 a.m. Can you imagine that? And he's looking so fresh early in the morning. Of course, everybody else too. So, Abhinav, you better fix this thing. There's something wrong at your end. Fix your earpiece. So today morning, we are going to look at something which is the root of our reactivity and is at the root of our tendency to react in life. Okay. There is so much of stuff buried inside of us. Okay. If you remember the session on brain number 1 and brain number 2 and brain number 3, now brain number 2 is where all these things get accumulated, and that becomes a reference point from which you are looking at the world. And every time something happens, it triggers that thing from within you. All right. And then you are not really in control of yourself. It drives you, okay, to react. It drives you to resist. It drives you to judge and so many other things. It runs patterns in your life. So when all this is happening, who's in control, do you think? Not you. Yeah. So your reactive self, over which you are controlled, that is automatically running in the background. And when that runs, I can promise you, you are going to deviate from your purpose. So if your purpose is that I must have good relationships, and every time you get triggered off and you become critical, you become defensive, you get into the attacking mode, yeah, and you are sort of bristling in their presence, obviously you're going to drive relationships away. So it's contrary to what you want, right? So that's the problem. We in Access, we call them distractor implants. Okay. Why do we call them that? Because they take your attention away from your purpose. They distract you. They derail you from your path. So blame, shame, guilt, jealousy, perverted points of view, love, sex, all this stuff, becomes a distractor, right? And you're reacting from that. So I want you to look at that when you get triggered off, what are the things that happens to you which distracts you from your purpose? When is it that you become combative? When is it that you withdraw? When is it that you become aggressive? When is it that you react? Some certain areas. See, for some people, it's jealousy. Okay. So I know a person that this person gets very jealous when he sees somebody who is with a loved one and enjoying their life, right? He just gets jealous and he gets very upset about it. Okay. Fortunately, he's a harmless guy. He never does anything out of his jealousy, right? Anger, fear. For some people, and then we will also give some very nice labels to it, Now, there are these compulsive eating disorders. You and I will be very familiar with that, okay? Like when some people get sad, they will eat. When they get angry, they will eat. Okay, I know a person who was eating herself to death to punish her father. Right? There was another lady, when she got married, after some time, her husband was not giving her enough attention. Okay. So she started eating and eating and eating and eating and becoming fat. There was another lady who, after getting married, she didn't want other men to look at her, right? So she wanted to not look attractive anymore. Hello, but your husband also won't find you attractive, Baba. But she never realized that because she was being driven unconsciously, right? So there are these implants that we have. Now, when you come and do an Access Bars workshop, we remove all these at a very, 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 very deep level. Okay. So you guys are lucky to be on this call with me because you're going to get some of them removed free of charge. How wonderful is that? We're all very happy to receive free gifts, aren't we? How happy are you in giving gifts, I wonder? Some people are very good at giving gifts. We have some of them here. Every time we touch a milestone, they'll send a check to me, you know. That's quite interesting. I mean, imagine the kind of support you feel when people do things like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm not asking you for anything. Huh? So some people might think, "Acha, that's his indirect way of asking." Well, I'm not ashamed to ask directly also if I want, okay? So guys, we're going to have a wonderful day and we're going to have a wonderful life ahead because we want to be out of our default mode, okay? You know what drives your default mode? Most of the time it is these distractor implants. Remember, we keep saying that in the default mode that you are in a state of reaction or resistance. Where is that coming from? And why is it that it's, you know, so difficult not to be in that mode? So I know lots of guys, they'll do their meditation in the morning, right? Bliss. They think, you know, meditation is supposed to take them into a state of eternal bliss. Hello. When I did my Vipassana, every time I went and did it, 3 times I've done it, 10-day camps, you know, I got a clear realization. Purpose of meditation or the empowering morning conversation is not to put you in a state of perpetual bliss. All right. You will have lots of bliss when you die. I used to listen to a song by Blood, Sweat and Tears. And when I'm gone, there'll be one child born to carry on. So then you'll have a lot of bliss, Baba, if you're alive. So the purpose of what we do is to be in the presence of whatever life throws at us without any loss of power or consciousness. All right. Now, usually what happens is that when we are in the grip of these distractors, we are not in a state of awareness or consciousness that we can be. See, and I remember Aldous Huxley, whom I read back in 1969, he wrote a book called Doors to Perception. Very, very interesting book. Right? So he says that a human being is capable of total perception, but he cannot handle it. You know, if you were to have total perception, you'd probably go bonkers. You'd go mad, you know. So God is a very interesting being. He has provided something called reducing valves. So Mr. Huxley said that our brain and our spinal cord, they are reducing valves. They only allow that to get in, which is necessary for our survival. Now the problem is, what is necessary for your survival? Who is deciding it? Your brain number 2, the analyzer. You know, have you heard that old saying, throwing the baby out with the bath water? This is like your spam filter, you know. Sometimes even the mails that you want, they go away. So these reducing valves are limiting your perception because we are not able to handle it. So when you come and do these things like meditation or being in the empowering morning conversations, or when you are in the Good to Great program, the idea is not to put you in a state of perpetual bliss. You can feel bliss anytime you want, you know, drink lots of water, keep drinking water, and hold it for a couple of hours. And then when you go, you will feel bliss, you know. Easy. You don't have to drink alcohol or have drugs or anything. You can experience bliss whenever you want. It's all in your hands. Or rather, shall I say, it's all in your mouth. So we want to be aware, we want to be alive. Okay? We want a life of ease and joy and glory. We want that. And most of the time, our great brain is working exactly opposite of that. Okay? So I know a person who desperately wants, there's an old Hindi song which says, "Koi hota jisko hum apna keh sakte yaro, paas nahi to dur hi hota, lekin koi mera hota." But the person's behavior, I used to tell one person I know very well, how do you expect to be hugged if you are going to behave like a porcupine? How do you expect anybody to come close to you if you are full of barbs, and bristles, They are there for your protection, like a rose needs protection. You don't want everybody plucking a rose. Incidentally, my mother's name was Rose, but she never had any thorns. But a lot of people have these thorns, and they want to be hugged and loved, whereas they're busy throwing people away. The signal they're sending out is, "Stay away from me. Dur raho. Don't mess with me, man." So you'll find this in a lot of professional ladies who are working in a man's world, They have no choice what to do. All these guys leering at them all the time. They need to have this defensive mode. Don't mess with me, man. Right? But unfortunately, even when they are off work, they carry that with them. Right? Anybody will think 50 times before wanting to say hi to them. Right? I am dangerous is what you're carrying. I mean, lots of guys do that too. I am dangerous. And then they'll tell you stuff like once bitten, twice shy. And somebody will say, I've been bitten 5 times, man. Stay away from them. But yet you crave for them. And then you sing songs like, "Wo haseen dard de do, jise main gale laga loon." So I used to wonder, what is this haseen dard that they want? When I was a kid, my knowledge of, I come from a family where only English was spoken, fortunately or unfortunately. Mummy being a Malayali and my daddy being a Sardarji, right? My dad used to listen to, my mom would listen to Jim Reeves and my dad would listen to "Wo haseen dard de do, chhod gaye baalam," है ना? "मंडवे तले गरीब के दो फूल खिल रहे हैं." Lovely songs. I probably understood it at some unconscious level and they were responsible for my programming. Okay, interesting, isn't it? So this weirdo in school, right? So when you're a weirdo, means like you're not like everybody else. They're making fun of you. Now you get another distractor implant. People are dangerous, stay away from them. So you become a loner. And when you become a loner, they say, "Oh, what does he think of himself? He comes in the army jeep. So he thinks he's a big shot. He doesn't want to talk to any of us." Little do they know, I'm shit scared of them, man. It's got nothing to do with me being arrogant or anything. Now, is it your problem if you are good in English and the others are not? And you see the teachers love you. They say, "Look at this guy. See how good he is." Other children, jealousy implant is working over there. So they take every effort. They use every opportunity to tease you. And what does it do? Gives me another distractor implant called "People are dangerous. You need to protect yourself from them. People will not accept you if you are different. So you better be like everybody else." Isn't that a self-sabotaging implant? If you are different from everybody else, they will attack you. So you may have some sterling qualities. You may be an exceptionally unique person. And now we know that as adults, we know that a unique person is obviously rewarded and recognized, but we've spent our life being like everybody else. So when I was studying in school in Chennai, I was like everybody else. So everybody was studying all the time, even outside the class, right? So I used to be like that. Then my father got transferred to Meerut, right? There nobody used to study and they used to laugh at everybody who studied. So if you had to study, you better keep it a secret, Otherwise they would say things like, "Ye padakku keeda aa gaya." Interesting, isn't it? How we are getting controlled by so many things deeply buried inside of us. And then we live our life saying, why can't I be free? We love to have freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom to do what? We want some self-determinism. You know what is self-determinism? Anybody can enlighten me on that one? We want freedom, which means self-determinism. But what is that? So I've been speaking for so long, no? My throat is dry, so I want you guys to speak now. What is self-determinism? Hello, speak up. This is a conversation. I'm not the only one who's supposed to talk.
Sir,
what is self-determinism?
Determination or determinism, sir?
No, sir?
Is it determination or?
Not determination, determinism.
Okay.
By the way, if you are born and brought up in India, they killed your self-determinism by the time you went to high school. You were allowed some of it in nursery school. After that, you went to school, your teachers killed it. You do what you're told. My father used to say, don't argue. Don't ask questions. Every time I asked a question, he would say, don't argue. But Dad, I'm only, no. Later, I realized whenever he never had answers for me, because you see, as children, we ask funny questions. My youngest son is telling me one day, Papa, what do you do with the door closed with mommy? So I was being quiet and embarrassed, obviously. He says, don't worry, Dad, I know what you're doing. I said, what I'm doing? He says, you're doing sex. I said, what's that? Now the guy is 4 years old. That time, not now. Now he's 27 years old. I said, what's that? I know what that is. I've seen it on TV. So we have very enlightened generation. We were not like that. But one thing is common. They ask very awkward questions, many of which we cannot answer. And we are ashamed to say, I don't know. So we say, shut up, don't argue. That's why in school, we don't want to raise our hand and ask a question also. Teacher gets angry, obviously. That fellow has to finish his class, no? He's worried about his curriculum. He has to fulfill that. There were times I used to think, yeah, my mom and dad, both in the army, they met. And I am the product of that. Interestingly, my dad was a lieutenant and my mother was a major. How do you like that? So my dad got sick, went to the hospital, came back with a wife. And 10 months later, Mr. Sukhdeepak Malvai born in an army hospital. Right? And from the loving parents, showering you, oh, my beautiful boy. And very soon it becomes, you idiot, you don't know how to behave. Kittu is a shy guy. All these are implants getting put in there, He talks too much. Then when you keep quiet, they'll say he's a shy child. He doesn't talk to anyone. Arey Baba. So what is self-determinism? I was giving you time to look it up in your dictionaries. What is self-determinism? You should have got a clue by now. Yes, Ratanji, what is self-determinism?
I think it's like I determine what I do and say.
Yeah. Like when I was a teenager, I should keep thinking. You keep on saying what you want. I'll do what I want. That is self-determinism. Yes, Niti ji.
So here I'm a little confused. Is it that because we react, we think that that is our conscious decision rather than a reaction?
Arey Baba, aap to bahut gehraiyon mein ja rahe ho. Right now, let's talk about what is self-determinism.
But I mean, I'm talking about the term only, whether it is I am deciding or I am justifying my reaction by saying that this is my decision.
Okay, that's a later thing. I want you to go back into your life and start looking at when did you feel that you have the permission to decide what you want and do what you want and think what you want and wear what you want and eat what you want. At least in my house, it was like, hey, sit like a gentleman, stand like a gentleman. In my mind, I used to say, Dad, if you have your way, I'll shit like a gentleman also. Don't go out in your chappals. You cannot come to the dining room in your pajamas. Right? What are you scratching your nose for? Why are you laughing so loud? Gentlemen don't laugh like this. Laugh like a gentleman. I mean, are you getting it?
Yeah.
And then we defend, and we are, every time I know a lot of people, every time they want to do what they want, they feel guilty, I should not be doing this. What will people say? Now, have you met people who are always seeking approval and asking everybody, should I do this? Should I do this? Which color car should I buy? Which car should I buy? Bloody fool, you have to buy a car, na? Buy what you want. Make your choice. No, how do I know I'll make the right choice? Because you never made a goddamn choice in your whole life, yeah. Nobody let you.
So it's all the implants that we got.
Yeah, what do you think?
So it is the implants.
I beg your pardon?
It is the implants that we got over the period.
Which never allowed us to have any more self-determinism. Right? So by the time they become, have you noticed these teenagers, they become very rebellious? What do you think they're rebelling against? The rebellion is now they are growing up and they can think. They have been always taught, don't think for yourself, we will tell you what to do. And they realize, hello, I've also got a brain, I'm growing up, I have my needs, I have my desires, right? Let me be. Sari umr bhar, hum dar dar ke ji liye. Have you seen that Three Idiots movie?
Yes, yes.
Jeene do, jeene do. I mean, that's freedom, right? That's what we want. Niti, many times you remember I say that we have an intention and we have a counter intention. Where is that counter intention coming from? Many of us have a guilt about asking for more. Very Dickensian phenomenon. But we have it, no? No, greed is not good, I mean, we have a lot of Christian values put inside me, that? Do you know how many people are starving in the world? They keep telling me stuff like that. Don't waste your food. That means even if I don't like it, I have to eat it. And so on and so forth. Now, is there not a human need for self-determinism that I would like to determine the course of my life? By the way, one of the purposes of empowering morning conversations is that we stop being in the survival mode. You know what is the survival mode? Always wanting to come up to other people's expectations, always having to please everybody, always deciding, is this right? Is this wrong? Will somebody be happy? Will I make a mistake? However much you try, you're going to make a mistake sometime or the other. But this fear of making mistake runs our life. A need for having certainty in your life runs your life. Whereas there is no such thing as certainty in life. Are you getting it? Something which never allows you to live a life of choice. In fact, many people don't even know what it means to choose anything in life. They have only decided. And the indoctrination, I call it the indoctrination of our parents, our uncles and our aunts and our preachers and our teachers. Okay? Some of them are not very good role models. They also taught us that you say something and do something else. I know someone who gave a very valuable book to her class teacher, all right? Very valuable, very expensive. And after a week, when she asked that book back, the teacher said, what book? You never gave me any book. So what do you think is the implant that this young lady must have carried in her head? Teachers tell you not to lie. This one is a liar. teachers are liars, don't trust them. That's the problem. Then we make it, generalization. One teacher lied, so all teachers are liars. So don't trust them. How many of us have this problem about trusting people? Huh?
Me.
Many of us have, no? And especially when somebody is trying to do good for you, you distrust them the most. Why is he trying to do good for me? What's in it for him? Okay, even if there is something in it for him, what's it to you? He's doing good to you. No, take it, no? No. Afterwards, he will extract the price. Oh, you very good. Sometimes I wonder, is there anyone in life you trust, including yourself? Some places it's written, in God I trust. I promise you, you don't trust in God at all. Now you can be in the conversation and tell me, why do you think I'm saying that you don't trust in God at all? Hello. Why do you think I'm saying that? Yeah, Ratanji, please go ahead.
Okay, on the US dollars, every US dollar carries a sentence, in God we trust.
Yeah, do we?
And no, I in my books, it should say, in greens we trust. The nickname. Nickname
No,
for
they
dollar
should
is
say, in
greens.
strength we trust.
Yeah.
In domination we trust. You see, they have to have the world domination. Why would you want to have world domination if you think that we trust in God? Who are you? The instrument of God? No, but for our safety, we're a rich country. We can get attacked anytime. Yeah, but you trust in God, no? He'll take care of you. I mean, that's just an example. Since he used the greenback as an example. Are you getting it? You look into our life and say, we are a lot of, God-fearing, going to the temple, regular churchgoers, whatever it is that Jains or whatever. Sadaji is going to the Gurdwaras, right? Going to both, right? Why do we have to go every day to reinforce our belief in God? Huh? No, most of us go there thinking, I hope he never gets angry with me. If he gets angry with me, he'll punish me. But I trust in God. Yeah, but I don't trust the experiences that he sends my way. He should send only good experiences. So then I tell them, hello, if he knows better, what he wants for you. He knows what will train you and make you grow. You trust in God, no? So why don't you embrace every experience that he sends to you and say, thank you, God, for this wonderful experience, even if you don't like it. As a matter of fact, why would you even judge anything? You trust in God, right? What is happening is because of God. And he knows best. Actually, he does. Interesting, isn't it? That's an interesting point of view, right? Yes, Priya ji.
I was about to say that there are times when I, say to God, "Aap aisa kar dena," when He does something which is against my wishes.
फिर कोसो उसको बैठ के.
हाँ, मैंने ये नहीं बोला था करने को, कुछ और बोला था. वो तो सुनते नहीं आप, कुछ भी कर देते हो अपने हिसाब से. But now it is time कि वो जो भी करते हैं अच्छे के लिए ही करते हैं.
Exactly.
ठीक है.
It has sustained me for 35 years of my 69 years in life. Okay. This very powerful created belief. I do not know if it's right or wrong. Yeah, but it's my created point of view that it is for the best. And now when I look back in retrospect at many of the things that happened to me, and some of them are pretty horrible, okay, I'm very clear that yes, good, it happened because it's made me the person that I am. It's given me the compassion to do the work that I do. It has given me the freedom from the bloody righteousness that people like me develop, You sit and lecture a few times, you start thinking you're God's gift to mankind, Only I know everything. So it made sure that that's not happening to me. You get my point, ladies and gentlemen. So ask yourself this question: do you trust anyone? Forget about God. There you don't have a choice anyway. Who do you trust? Be honest with yourself and tell me.
I trust myself, sir.
You do, Reddy Garu?
Yes, sir.
100%. Are you sure?
100%.
Okay, we'll find out. I'll tell you when you show the signs that you don't.
Okay.
See, we like to think we do, and maybe to a great degree that you do. Okay? I'm agreeing with you on that. But there will be times when you may not be trusting yourself, right? It's good to find out why we don't trust at certain times. Okay, very good. So what about the other people? Only 1 out of 23 people this morning.
I don't trust anybody.
Exactly. Anybody.
Anybody, not even me.
So you know what? Those 5 elements of intimacy in a relationship, what it requires. Honor, trust. What is the third one? Let me see how many of you remember. Honor, trust, allowance,
Gratitude,
gratitude, and
vulnerability.
Okay. And whatever it is, we have a very weird understanding of the word trust. And that word has also been implanted in us, no? कोई किसी का नहीं है, झूठे नाते हैं, नातों का क्या, कसमें वादे प्यार वफा, सब implanted in us, no? बच के रहना रे बाबा, बच के रहना रे. What is trust? Do you trust that you will be alive tomorrow?
Obviously, no.
You don't. Of course you do. All your actions are coming from, I'll be alive tomorrow. इतना फिर obsession क्या है future के बारे में सोचने का? If you don't trust that you'll be alive tomorrow.
कल कर लेंगे.
हाँ, तो you are thinking ना कि I'll be alive tomorrow, तो कल कर लेंगे.
Right.
वो तो trust करते हो कि नहीं? You trust your father very much to be the way he is.
True.
हाँ, बोलते हो ना, वो तो ऐसे ही है. So you trust that.
Right.
You can trust that you will be you when you wake up next morning. You will see yourself in the mirror. You trust that?
Yes.
It'll be interesting, na? If your consciousness got transported into another body. And then you woke up in the morning and you looked at the face and you'll say, hey, who's this? But you trust, na? You will be you tomorrow. And you know why we are not trusting? Because we are always judging. मतलब ये तो मेरी जागीर है, ट्रस्ट मैं क्यों दूं किसी को? Most of the time, what you are thinking doesn't belong to you, right? Because you don't trust anyone, don't talk to strangers. Right? If you trust people, they will take advantage of you. Right? And still people have taken advantage of you, no? Even if you don't trust them. See, all these things I'm saying just to make you realize that there is something planted here, what I call as the distractor implants. Okay? And they get triggered. When they get triggered, you react in a certain manner. And what people see is a reaction. The face that you present to the world, the persona that you present to the world, probably is not the real you. How many opinions and judgments do we have about ourselves? No? Okay, Vetrivel, go ahead, please.
Sorry to small doubt, sir. This distractor implants you have been teaching us, it is always triggered by outside environment, or else unconsciously I also trigger myself?
You could unconsciously trigger yourself also, no?
Okay, thank you.
See, like you remember, I've been saying that More than 90% of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions we are picking up from other people, right? So sometimes, somewhere in the distance, that song is playing, and suddenly your mood has got, that song has not even registered consciously, right? So what happened? That became a trigger and you started feeling whatever you're feeling, right? There is a trigger. It could be internal or external. You'll have to find out for yourself. But good question. Thank you very much for asking. But now where was I going? And I forgot where I was going now. Can you remind me where I was going? I might land up in Bangalore instead of going to Bhopal.
We were talking about implants only.
हाँ लीना जी बचा के रखो मुझे हो सके मैं कहीं कोलकाता ना पहुंच जाऊं भोपाल आने की जगह. So I was saying how many judgments, opinions we've made about our own self and deeply planted in ourselves, and they're constantly running our life. मेरे से होता नहीं है जी, मेरी सुनता कोई नहीं है जी, मुझे पैसा मिलता नहीं है जी. How many of these things that keep on going in your mind? One person told me, sir, I find it very, very difficult to like anybody. मुझे कोई पसंद ही नहीं आता, क्या करूं? Very interesting, isn't it? I can't help it when that fellow walks into the room. There is a reaction in me. I get irritated. How many of you heard stuff like that from people? Now I know a very interesting person, right? Very fond of watching sad movies, right? And going on eating glug, 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 watching sad movies, eating glug, 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 glug. That's why, Jonita stays in business. These are the people who spend a lot of money going to nutritionists, and they follow them for 1 month. After that, they eat double. Correct? Okay, so let's rid you of a few of your distractor implants. Okay, shall we do that? Are you in a mood to do that? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but remember one thing, getting rid of them, you need to have a desire to do that. Some people like to hold on. No, this is the way I am. I don't want to change. Let the world change. I don't want to change. World must change. You want it like that? Then you are in an IAO situation. Let's do one clearing, all right? Ready? What physical actualization of the unchangeable and unalterable disease of potency and power you are not acknowledging as the source for the creation of what is hidden beneath all the distractor implants? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Now I'll just remind you, what is a distractor implant? Anger, rage, sorrow, jealousy, perverted points of view, blah, 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 all that stuff, That is called the distractor implants. Okay, so let's do the clearing once again. What physical actualization of the unchangeable and unalterable disease of potency and power are you not acknowledging as the source for the creation of what is hidden beneath all distractor implants? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Now, guys, don't make an effort to understand the statement. Let it work on you. Okay? The only thing you need to do in this is, when I ask this question, everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? You say yes. Because these words are working for you. You know, like a lot of times we speak mantras which we don't understand, but they work for you. So here's a suggestion. Whenever there is anger present, one thing you should do is ask this question many times. Who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? Who does this belong to? Okay. If you feel light, then you immediately say, I return to the sender with consciousness attached. Second thing you can do is ask a question. Questions are very powerful, you know. The question is there a lie here? Spoken or unspoken? And who does this belong to? And of course, those who have learned how to do discretion can actually start feeling into their anger and see that there is a point of view and there is some sensation in the body, and you discreate that sensation, and then you're free from that distractor implant of anger. Any questions about anger, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? No questions, very good. So the unspoken thought I'm getting is get on with it, do more clearings. Okay, here they come. How much energy are you using against you and your body to keep blame, shame, regret, and guilt in existence? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Yes? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. How much energy are you using against you and your body to keep the blame, shame, regret, and guilt in existence? Everything that is times a godzillion. Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. What physical actualization of the self-abusive, interiorizing, self-flagellating, self-mutilating, and self-abasing disease of blame, shame, regret, and guilt are you not acknowledging as the source for the elimination of being in favor of the wrongness of you and the need to do everything that is times a godzillion? Will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, anybody, anything you want to say or ask? Don't hesitate. How many necessities do you have creating what you call the addictions, compulsions, and obsessions of your life? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, boys and beyonds. Yeah, just let that work within you before we go on to the next one. All of you who have taken the oaths, vows, swearings, fealities, comalities, and commitments to scent jealousy, the divine, will you destroy and uncreate all the disease times a godzillion, please? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What physical actualization of the never-ending disease, of the lie and the truth of peace are you not acknowledging as the perfection of the creation and destruction simultaneously of love, sex, jealousy, as the total and absolute diminishment of the human race into oblivion and annihilation of total being, everything that is times of God, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyond. So this one, let's do something for, okay. What have you defined as your living time? You know, like how long will you live, that kind of a thing. What have you defined as your living time? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. What physical actualization of the terminal and eternal disease of generation, creation, and institution are you not acknowledging as the definitive limitation of life on planet Earth? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Everything you have done to avoid death, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. There is something for the business people. What physical actualization of the terminal and eternal disease of having everything you desire and you would like, are you not acknowledging as the perfection and purchase of the distractor implants of business, relationship, fear, and doubt, and all the rest of them as the sum total of your choice? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. How much necessity have you locked into your body to kill your sweet little body? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Yes, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, these are not affirmations, be very clear of that. These are clearing implants, okay? Because they all exist in the languaging in your head most of the time. And we definitely would like to have some freedom. We would like to have some freedom from limitation, because when we operate out of limitation, we allow only limited stuff to get inside, right? So here's the paradox. We would love to have abundance. Of course, when I say abundance, we all think about abundance of money, you know, bushels of, truckloads of money are coming into my life. Well, why not? I mean, but how about, you know, truckloads of love, truckloads of affection, truckloads of intimacy, truckloads of respect, truckloads of joy and ease. And how are we blocking all these? You know, with all these distractor implants. How are we blocking all this? Is incessant judging. We were implanted with this judging at a very early age. Judging is supposed to be protection, you know. Protecting you from what? You know, you know that I'm an Access Consciousness facilitator, and the founder of Access Consciousness, Gary, always says, you know, you will get $1,000 for every judgment you're willing to receive. You will get $1,000 for every judgment you're willing to receive. Because what is judgment after all? It's just an interesting point of view. So I resist the judgment of others. And even if you are judging, you just need to notice it and say, wow, that's an interesting point of view I have. Sir, one fellow asked me, sir, if I think some lady is beautiful, I should not think like that. I said, you should say, oh, okay, that's an interesting point of view. I find her to be very beautiful. Do you have to judge that also? Yes, Reddy Garu.
So I just want to clarify. We need to work on both, sir. If we stop judging, that is enough.
Can you clarify your question, sir? I'm not understanding what you're asking.
I just want to know about my distractor implants. Instead, if I stop judging, that will work in both ways. That's what I want to know.
I'll tell you, the key is always stop judging,
Yeah.
See, when you stop judging and you see everything as an interesting point of view, right? The only thing that stops you from doing like that, see, that is your distractor implants. They are not letting you do that.
Yeah.
Because they're so automatic. So you control one of them, the other gets controlled, right?
That's what I want to know.
So the distractor implant triggers a judgment. So what is the judgment? You're now clear. Judgment is just an interesting point of view. Now, if you can approach everything, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your situations, and what people are doing to you, right? People are not doing, whatever it is that we have a judgment about. If we just approach it as well, that's an interesting point of view. Another word for that is called allowance. So we will live in a state of allowance in life, right? And being in that state will open up much more awareness and many more possibilities in life, right? And you'll certainly have a life of ease, joy, and glory. So thank you. That's a great question. I'm sure this got cleared up for many people. Thank you so much, Reddy Garu. So it's good to be in this question, how much of life am I limiting? How much receiving am I limiting with my judging? The worst thing is that people are judging and they don't know they are judging. If you tell them, hello, you're judging, I'm not judging. Why are you getting so defensive then? I'm not judging. Hey, Baba, you are judging. Is it bad? Is it right? Is it wrong? But we operate in that, so judging means when you are operating in life out of right and wrong, good and bad, agree and disagree. Okay? When you're operating from this is the way it should be, this is not the way it should be. This is all part of our judging mechanism. So in case, you have any doubt whether you're judging or not, just look and see how many times you're saying right and wrong. How many times you're saying I agree. Hello? You just get it here. Who cares whether you agree or you don't agree? Why is it so important that you agree or you don't agree? Right? A point of view is a point of view. Right? You can just get it. Okay, that's the point of view there is. Where is this need? So a lot of people say, oh, I agree means now I can do. That means there is something called not agree also. So it is the way it is. And if you're able to live like that, life's going to be much easier, don't you think? Now, we've been talking on this subject of judgment for, I think, 4 or 5 sessions now. Okay. So my question before I close, we've got about 7 minutes. Right. And I'd like to hear from you that in the last 5, 6, 7 sessions, there are certain tools and certain distinctions that we've been talking about. Okay. What difference is it making in your life? आपके जीवन पर उसकी क्या प्रभाव है?
I'm being in allowance with a lot of things nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. But what difference is it making to your life that you are in allowance? की फर्क पैंदा है?
Getting more close to my dad.
You're feeling more close to your dad. Okay, very good.
Yesterday he was giving me a call, asking me, "ये dress ठीक लग रहा है? I'm going to a wedding."
Wow, क्या
ये क्या हो रहा है?
So
So
the world
this
is,
is the biggest difference.
yeah, the world is showing up differently. You know what? This is what transformation means. Everything remains the same.
Yeah. You know, the way I look to him is different from, the way I used to. Yeah, Pele is like angry man. You know, I just don't like him the way he is. Now I'm like, ठीक है ना, he did a lot to me. The person, he shaped me the way I am today. इतना compassion है मेरे अंदर. I care for money, किसको कैसे invest करना है, all of that. तो good ना. पहले क्यों नहीं दिख रहा था? या दिख रहा था, मैं उसको acknowledge भी नहीं कर रही थी.
Yes, ready, Garu.
Sir, I'm so happy for Priya. A lot of transformation. And in the same case is happening with my daughter also. So that's what I want to acknowledge, sir.
Same thing is happening with you and your daughter also. Wow, congratulations.
I'm so happy.
Yeah, this Priya and your daughter both are very accomplished people, you know. Both are going to be very famous people. जब प्रिया तुम्हारे टेड टॉक्स आया करेंगे ना, तो हमको भूल न जाना, ना ऑटोग्राफ दे देना जब हम
You
मांगेंगे.
will always be my coach.
Lovely. Okay, guys. So my question is to everybody. Thank you very much, Priya. Thank you very much, Reddy Garu, for sharing. Can we have a couple of other people saying? Look, it's all right if you've not been observing. Yes, Vetri.
Sir, same with me. It is, I'm receiving it from my wife. She says, if you're like this guy, I would never let you to Dubai.
What say again?
She says, if you're like this guy, I will never let you to go to Dubai.
Ew.
Thank you. A big thank you to you.
Suddenly, this man is becoming very attractive. Other women might hook him up. You better not go to Dubai Marina and all. I'll tell her if you do that. Hey, Vetri, I want to say one thing to you. You are here visiting India, right? Why are you not making use of this opportunity? You want us to come and to Dubai and do something for you, but you are here, you cannot do it. Eh? One day you can't take off. Very interesting.
That is there in the schedule, sir. But here, people are putting all my programs, something like that.
So no self-determinism in India.
This is
all the people and bring them to the bars workshop, no?
Definitely, sir. This is better, sir. This is there in my first priority. I'm almost inside, even without getting it. I will be there, sir. Thank you very much.
That is a very, very nice sales technique you have employed with me just now. Congratulations. This is called Ghamaology. You know, sales guys are expert in fogging. You know what is fogging? Other fellows thinking, what did he say? Is he doing it? Not doing it? Yes, Abhinav ji. That's a joke, Vetri. It is on lighter note.
Yeah, on a lighter note, yeah. So, when you asked these questions, I was thinking कि how to put my thoughts into word. अब मुझे गाना याद आ गया. कुछ तो हुआ है, कुछ हो गया है. So one difference which I'm noticing is that people are becoming more respectful and more loving towards me.
Wow, that's a big breakthrough for you, no, Abhinav?
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been trying to justify. अच्छा इस वजह से हुआ है, अच्छा उस वजह से हुआ है. But then I realized कि हुआ है बस. That is what has happened. मतलब, and I was trying to justify कि नहीं क्योंकि मैं अब ये कर रहा हूँ, मैं वो कर रहा हूँ. But मैं देखा the reality is कि people are more respectful and loving towards me.
Yeah, don't allow yourself to be in analysis paralysis, you know.
Yeah. वो
You're
अपने
like
analysis वाला winning formula छोड़ रहा हूँ, हाँ.
Exactly. When you're in the middle of enjoyment, enjoy it, no? Don't analyze why this is being nice.
Why it is, हाँ. मेरा रंग गोरा हो गया क्या हो गया? I don't know.
Very good. Anybody else? We've got exactly 2 minutes before I say bye-bye. And the fellow who wants me to be punctual, he's absent today. Ooh, where is he? Where is that KP Garu? I'm not seeing him. Oh. We've got a friend Nitin Chandra who silently comes and silently goes every day. We don't know. Nitin Chandra, these sessions that you're attending, is it making a difference to you? या सिर्फ हाजिरी लगाने के लिए आते हो?
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good.
So, have you attended the last 5-6 sessions?
Not regularly.
Okay, so, and what have you, why don't you go to the YouTube and watch some of the sessions starting from 296?
Pardon me, but I go to YouTube to do my research on programming. These days, I'm about to complete product development, so I'm
No time to
troubleshooting that.
no time to sharpen your axe. Thank you very much, sir, for taking out time and coming in the morning and being with us from time to time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, who's next? Okay, Narayanan, sir, when you miss our sessions,
Yes, sir.
watch the videos.
Fine, sir.
See, we change the timing to suit you from 7 to 8, you know.
Right, sir. I don't know, sir.
So are you
I
going
will,
to
sir.
do from 7 to 8? Anyway, that's up to you. All right, so before we close, let's have a quick share from Kuldeep ji, and we will have a quick share from Kunen ji. So we always give deference to the elders. So we will ask Kuldeep ji to give us his priceless share for the day.
Sir, good morning, friends.
Good morning.
कहते हैं कि पाँव के लड़खड़ाने पर तो सबकी नजर है।
पाँव की
लड़खड़ाने पर
पाँव के लड़खड़ाने पर सबकी नजर होती है। ओके,
पाँव के लड़खड़ाने पर तो सबकी नजर है, पर सिर पे कितना बोझ है ये कोई देखता नहीं। Mind and body medicine.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. And what about you, Kunen? Where are you?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm here. But if you have time, can I ask a quick question, sir?
No, no time now.
Okay.
You have to say your share. You see, otherwise people will blame, कि sir, you said 1 hour. Why did it go 1 hour 10 minutes?
Okay. So शेर जो जहन में भी आ रहा है, अर्ज किया है कि ऐ जिंदगी जितनी मर्जी तलखियां बढ़ा, ऐ जिंदगी जितनी मर्जी तलखियां बढ़ा, वादा है तुझे हंसकर गुजारेंगे, वादा है तुझे हंसकर गुजारेंगे।
ठीक है, on that note, I will request everybody that when I say 1, 2, 3, we will all laugh 100% without making a sound. So 1, 2, 3, go. So having put yourself in a very positive frame of mind, please go forth, but don't multiply. Okay, have fun, enjoy. Okay, don't multiply. It said somewhere, go forth and multiply. And we've never stopped multiplying since then. All right, God bless you. See you tomorrow for another session of Empowering Morning Conversations.